Well, hello everyone, and happy Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday, but tonight we party like it is the 80s again. We're going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda series. And for people who don't know, this series is called Legacy Loading, and Legacy Loading focuses on video game documentaries and going over video games' past lore and how the industry has changed. And we are focusing heavily on the G4 Icon series. And the topic of tonight, as I said before, Legend of Zelda. And joining me is my friend, Mr. Metal Shred Freak. How you doing, Mr. Fernando?
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
just here. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Yes, I'm happy that you sat down and you said you would do one of these with me, and we're going over one of your favorite video game franchises, right?
Hell yeah! It's
Yes.
actually been. It's definitely one of my childhood ones that, to me, it just kind of set a standard for what I look for. So, even though it's not like my absolute favorite, it's still like up there, and it's just like it definitely is at the core of what I look for when I play games and stuff like that. So.
All right, cool. When did you? What was the first Zelda game that you played?
I think it was Ocarina of Time, actually.
Ah, the good old N64.
And that was one that one of my buddies in middle school was freaking obsessed with Zelda, and he let me borrow his Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And I think later on when he tried to let me borrow Majora's Mask, and I couldn't play it because I didn't have that freaking expansion on my N64.
Oh, really?
Yes, I had Majora's Mask was one that I didn't play for a long time.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I think I played Majora's Mask when I was a kid. I had the expansion. I think they actually rented it out with the copy of the game at the Blockbuster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they did. Because I never had it. I know that for a fact. So I had to have had it some way. I just remember playing it and going like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I kept getting murdered. So I getting mad. I hated that game so much. But for me, I think it's like when I played like the original Zelda for the NES back in the day, because my brother had an NES, and my brother is 20 years older than me, so that's why.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I remember playing that, not really feeling it. The only real Zelda game I really liked was Wind Waker for the good old GameCube.
That's funny because that's one that I have actually not finished. That was one where that like there's a couple that are still on my list and I have to get back around to, and that Wind Waker is one of them, and the other one is Skyward Sword. Those are the two that I still gotta get back and actually. I feel like a bad fake fan for not having played those.
Oh, don't worry. There are much more people who are more confident talking about stuff that have never played a video game in their life, so you fit right in.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Had a few of them on my show.
If I can just harness that energy.
Just to be a shameless sellout and humiliate yourself on camera?
Yeah. Give me money.
Exactly.
Send me money, guys.
I couldn't make it as an OnlyFans model, so I might as well whore it out a different way.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed on there. My dick's too big.
Alrighty then. So we're going to get this one started. Let's share the screen here. There it is. Alrighty. And
here we go.
And let me know if it's too loud on your end.
It's a legend
sounds good.
of heroes.
All right, cool.
Link's a very valiant character, but with a big heart. Tries really hard. He's very kind, very gentle. I mean, in some ways, he kind of reminds me of Miyamoto, actually.
Miyamoto and Zelda, I've always felt, kind of give you that experience of going back to your
Who the fuck is
childhood.
that guy?
It's a legend of new
He's
worlds.
through the snake thing with his hand.
But what was really fun was creating all these areas to explore. Going into the mountains and finding caves and whatnot.
It's a legend of epic struggles.
Of course, Nintendo didn't really like that game. Disavowed all knowledge of it. It doesn't really
Green, I'll grab my stuff.
Oh god, I hate the freaking
Zelda
animation.
changed video games pretty much forever.
Excuse me, princess.
Excuse me, princess.
That's really the most fun and exciting part about developing games is where players are able to enter this world themselves.
It's The Legend of Zelda.
That's a close up.
That is a close up. But Raph over here says I saw him rage quit a Zelda once. He's overqualified.
Yeah, dude, I'm way in there.
What's that?
No,
Twilight
and I remember
Princess?
exactly because he was there being like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And I was freaking fuming because I'm like, I beat this as a child. Why am I struggling so much right now trying to play this version? I was also playing. He's talking about Twilight Princess,
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
I was playing that on the what's it called, hero mode, where it doesn't make the game like it makes it more difficult, but not in a fun way, just in a very annoying way. Where there's no heals unless you actually buy potions. So if you're at 3 hearts, or less than 3 hearts, you'll hear the beeping constantly, and it won't go away. You can't get rid of it until you die,
Oh, geez,
or you
that's
go
fun.
back to town to buy a potion and heal yourself.
Oh, buddy.
My jam.
I love it.
I just love making music.
Did you ever watch G4 back in the day? I don't know if I ever asked you that.
No, I was never really into like the closest thing I did to any of that was I think I had a subscription to Nintendo Power because of I forgot why I bought my first copy of it. I think it came with it must have come with some toy that I liked, and then I had like a year of Nintendo Power.
Right. And Wingus says over here, there's truth to being better at games as a kid. I don't necessarily believe that. I feel
think it's more so that you just have more time on your hands.
yeah. I feel like sometimes I could go back to a video game that I haven't played since I was a kid, and the game is like infinitely a lot easier. Like Star Fox 64 is one of those games for me because I remember Wolf in the game would always like fuck me up horribly, and then I played it like I remember our friend Bobby.
I think it doesn't ring a bell actually. I'd be lying to you if I say I did.
All right, fair enough. But like, I remember like one of our weekend projects, me and my friend Bobby, we would go and buy old video game consoles and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And we bought an N64 and we were playing Star Fox. And I'm like, oh man, I remember these guys like just messing me up as a kid. And I like ran through them, you know. Like it was like horribly easy. And I was like, huh, go figure.
That's how I felt about Kirby. Like, there were some boss gauntlets in the Kirby games that were pretty brutal. Like when I was a kid, like when you play the arena in Kirby Superstar,
Yeah.
and like as an adult, it's like, oh, you just freaking fly through the entirety of what's in this cartridge in like 30 minutes.
We got Nerdy Neo checking in saying Wind Waker and Skyward Sword are mid. You're half right.
So he's telling me that I don't need to stress out too much about not having played those.
No, like Skyward Sword, you can play that. They got the motion controls because it was a Wii game, and now that it's been
I
ported
do like
to
the motion controls. I know a lot of people consider it like a gimmick or whatever. I like it. Like when I played like the Metroid Prime games with the motion controls for aiming, I can't go back from trying to play those games like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of the things that seem like gimmicks on the Wii, I actually just really enjoyed.
See, I'm not. I hate when things.
It's like, oh, you mean there's more ways to play this than just like pushing buttons? Like I can actually have other motions that also give me more control over my character. That's sick.
Well, it's also another thing too is like the Wii U. I mean, the Switch 2 also has mouse controls, so maybe you'll like that even more.
Yeah, you might. So I'm actually curious if you can play some of the remakes. What's like the Metroid Prime remake on that with mouse mode? Like if that'll be added on there or what?
That's a good question.
That'd be interesting.
Because I don't think it got a Switch 2 update. So unless it got a Switch 2 update, then no.
And hopefully they do it when they do Metroid Prime 2. That's due for a remaster.
Yeah. Winga says, you guys got better with age. LOL, I envy you. It's not even like you got better at age. Like there's like other games where it's like how can I say it? It's like I recently replayed the God of War series earlier this year. And I would like to say
that's
that
on my list.
I would say this. Now that things have become so much better, like you're like overcompensating a little bit to play some of these older games because the controls are so dog shit.
Oh yeah.
Like back then they were normal controls. Like you adjusted to them easier.
You just accepted it. Now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this just handles like absolute horseshit.
Yeah,
But you
like,
just accept it because that's what it is. Like like PS2 when PS2 was new was peak gaming or something.
yeah, it's like there is this thing like the quality of life improvements are termed that way for a reason because they are just
Right.
bad now. You know?
Right. Like it's not just shiny graphics. It's like you actually just have more control, shit's more responsive, like all
Mhm.
that stuff. Like and it's less glitches hopefully. Like some games like I've had some games where like they're broken in such a hilarious way where it actually like you can exploit it. Like God of War because you just mentioned it. I remember had this exploit that where there was like an area where you could kill a harpy,
Yeah.
but you would when she does like her death animation, she would like smash onto the floor.
Mhm.
However, if you're climbing this ladder and you kill her above you and you're on the ladder, like she will like come crashing down like towards you while you're on the ladder, and she'll just bounce off of you, release a bunch of the XP orbs, and then just like keep bouncing just constantly. You can just like set the controller down and walk away and come back to like maxed out XP. So you just like up like max out all your weapons and everything just off of that exploit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Ando's also checking in here. Says, "Oh, hey, the series that never really clicked for me. You talk about God of War, or you talk about Zelda?"
Because I've heard that about Zelda a few times, and like a lot of the criticisms that I've heard from some people are like, I get it, yeah. Like I
Yeah.
definitely get it. It can be pretty obtuse sometimes, where it's like it kind of gives you the illusion that oh you can explore, but then the game's like actually no, we want you to go exactly this way. You're supposed to just know, which like I kind of just got the hang of it because I grew up with it, so I guess I just have the intuition for how to navigate those games. So
Yeah.
it didn't really become a problem for me at all, and I was able to really enjoy them. And like even now, like they're still some of my favorites. And despite my concerns and issues that I have with like the newest ones with like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, but
Yeah.
even then, I still get tempted to go back and play them at some point if only I had more time.
I do like to say that the 60 FPS patch has been much improved for
Oh, yeah?
for the Breath of the Wild. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet.
Oh, so you mean your Switch 2 doesn't melt when you shoot Lionels in the face with explosive arrows?
No,
It doesn't
actually,
just, like, melt.
it just works just fine.
It just works.
Exactly. And then Ando says Zelda. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to this.
In 1983, an established Japanese gaming company named Nintendo releases their first home console called the Famicom.
Never heard of them.
Never. No
The
idea.
success of the console paves the way for young game designer Shigeru Miyamoto and
That is a photo I have never seen
Oh, yeah.
of Shigeru Miyamoto in my life.
I was about to say, like the music that they got playing right now as they scroll up that freaking picture of him just doesn't really seem to match. It sounds like very
Yeah.
cyberpunkish, and he's just sitting there with a banjo.
He's got a fucking banjo. What is this photo?
It looks like he's about to tell somebody that they got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to, ask some city boys where they're going.
new title borrowed from a classic American.
Look at this photo.
Dude, that is a happy man.
That is a photo right there. This needs to be like on background. This needs to be a t-shirt.
Dude,
I'm dead
100%.
fucking serious. I want this as a t-shirt.
Dude, like that could be, you could use that for like thumbnails, t-shirts. You know what? That could just be like one of those like movie posters that you have hanging in your living room or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? Like, it's pure joy. That's what this is.
You know what? Now I gotta do like that trend that's been going around of like the Zoomers finding their teachers like MySpace and Facebook photos.
No, I haven't seen this.
Oh, so it's like a funny thing that's going around, like because now our generation are like the teachers now, and all the students now have access to like our old photos from like Facebook and stuff like that.
Oh.
So like they're finding their like high school photos and all that stuff. And
There's
there's
some of the cringe shit that people would post on like the MySpace bulletin boards and shit.
yeah. But like they're finding their old like high school photos and they're printing them out, and then they're going up to the teachers asking for their autographs.
Dude, it just reminds you of those freaking shorts of the guy that would walk into the GameStop with Greg Craft, and it just has a picture of the guy that's at the counter, just on the cover of the game. It just kind of makes me think of that. It's like, yeah, I'd like to sell this game. I'd like to trade it in, and it's like, where'd you get this picture of me?
Some of those people like just take a joke. If someone did that to me, I'd laugh. But some of those people are like, they're so mad. I'm like, bro, you work at GameStop. Just have some fun. Someone's coming in there fucking with you. Hey, what's the worst that's gonna happen to you? You know, I get it, but still, have fun.
Yeah, there's some people that kind of they get off on like the tiny little bit of power that they think they have over other people. So that's like, oh, get out of my store. You're banned. I'm banning you. Like, all right, like that's a gets your rocks off, man.
I guess. Rest in peace, Miyamoto. We hardly knew you.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, those Greg game dudes were hilarious. That's funny.
Dude.
I have seen that one, but I like the teacher one more because it's like just a normal looking like just woman, you know, just doing her job, and then they find the one where she's like all in her goth makeup and stuff like that. It's funny now. It makes me
like, oh god, dude, I don't know how I would react if somebody just like came up to me with a picture of like me in middle school or something. Yeah, me in middle school, like 6th grade, like I was just rocking the Yu-Gi-Oh shirts and shit to school, and then we ended up getting a freaking uniform for 7th and 8th grade. So it was only 6th grade that I really got to rock my Yu-Gi-Oh shirts at school.
Looks like we got I'm a Doc in the kick chat. Hello, buddy. Hi.
What's good? What's good?
And then you know what's funny? I'm kind of looking at this photo still of Miyamoto. This would be great. Like we could turn this into like kill your neighbors. Like just write that on here, something like that. Just fucked up.
Oh, we could find. Yeah, I can see it with like the weird like the caption with like the black background on the letters and stuff like that.
Oh, you know, like we make this black and white and just says "Hail Satan," you know, something like that.
They'll have like the freaking the black sun behind them saying, "I just wanted to play music."
Yeah, bro, we gotta work on this. We gotta make this a meme. This is the new meme here. We gotta work on this one right here.
Oh, yeah. American author.
He's not resting in peace.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah, F. Scott.
F. Scott.
That asshole. All my homies hate Scott.
Well, actually, the name Zelda, you know, we were kind of looking for this name for kind of this eternal beauty or this eternal strong woman, and we actually looked at Fitzgerald's wife, Zelda. She's actually perfect, so we kind of took her name.
What? I did not know this at fucking all. What? That's where they
got dog, I love your wife. They make a whole ass game about her.
They got that's the inspiration behind Zelda's name. Did anyone else know this? This is like the first time I'm just learning this. I am just learning this now. Play the Trump meme. I'm just hearing about this now. That's wild. Wow. No way.
That is fucking crazy.
That's so weird. F. Scott Fitzgerald. He made like The Jungle, I think. That's what he's known for. Did you ever read his books in middle school or high school?
Fitzgerald? No, I don't think so. I forgot that's not the Great Gatsby guy, is he?
Because
I think
he is the Great Gatsby guy. You're right.
Okay, then yes, I did read that one.
I didn't.
And by read, I mean like I kind of skimmed it and then just retained very little of it. I just fucking hated reading for school.
Yeah, Ando says,
like ruined reading for me.
Yeah, Ando says he knew where Kirby's name came from, but not that. Yeah, I think the Kirby story is, you know, very well known. But no, I never once heard that one at all. That's actually very interesting. I wonder if AC knew that. I'll message him later. Also, funny advertising for another Icon show with Mark Echo, a guy who has nothing to do with video gaming, but actually has a video game, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I actually own it, but I'll share that later. Let's continue.
In 1986, Zelda is released in Japan on the Famicom Disk System, an add-on feature for the Famicom.
Really? I did not know that either.
Zelda stood out because it was so epic for its time. It was pretty important.
The story puts you in the role of Link, a lovable little boy who goes on the adventure of a lifetime while trying to save Zelda, the Princess of Hyrule.
Miyamoto is really interested in taking things that he experienced in his childhood and turning them into video games.
So he had to fight like an evil pig monster to save a princess.
He had a rough childhood.
Yeah, a very rough childhood. On the streets of, Tokyo, I guess. I don't know.
Did he have beer bottles thrown at him, and that's what the Octoroks actually are? Like it's just like him having flashbacks of his mom just throwing beer bottles at him.
Zelda is a story about his abusive father beating up his mom, and he had to kill his dad.
It just kind of makes me think of freaking Yu Yu Hakusho, how like Yusuke's mom, was it Yusuke? No, it was Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh! That his mom was the drunk, wasn't it?
No, Yusuke's mom was, I think, a drunk as well.
I think both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, so that seems to be pretty seems like a theme.
Seems like in the 80s and 90s in Japan, the women were alcoholics. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, and men were gambling.
Or never around. Let's continue.
Walking through a forest and seeing a little cave. As a kid, you're too scared to go in, but transfer that to a video game and you can go in, you don't have anything to lose, and you can explore and live through the whole excitement of it.
In spite of the failing video game market in the US, Nintendo introduces both the Nintendo Entertainment System, also known as the NES or NES, and another Miyamoto masterpiece, Super Mario Bros.
Who calls it NES?
I've heard a lot of people call it the NES or the NES. Yeah,
I hear NES a lot. I never hear people call it the NES.
I've heard a few people call it the NES, to be honest with you, but I think more people like to just say the NES more, even though it's a lot, more effort to do. I don't know. It's just more fun.
I feel like it just like rolls off the tongue easier, and it's just more recognizable to me.
Yeah. Now I got.
It's kind of like how I would rather say soda over pop, even though pop is less effort.
You gotta say pop, bro. You're from the Midwest. No, but what was
this shit?
What was I gonna say? I'm gonna quiz you. Why was it called the NES?
It's not just the freaking what it starts with.
No, so
acronym or whatever.
What happened was during the video game crash of the 80s, when Nintendo released this console in North America, they called it an entertainment system because they did not want to associate it with video games, because they thought if they made it look like a VCR and have a name that didn't sound like it was a gaming first console, that people would buy it better. And it's all because of the gaming crash.
Oh, huh.
So
they're trying to like mask it.
Yeah, so that's why this looks the way it does in North America versus how it looks in Japan. It's because of that reason.
That's so fucking weird to me, because it's like if you, the idea that you're gonna put out a product but you don't want it to look like what it is, that, I don't know, that seems really crazy to me. That's like, yeah,
it's marketing.
I don't know, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that one as a marketing strategy.
Yeah, I guess
I don't want. I want you to have a misconception about what I'm really selling you, and not to make you think that it's better than it is. No. Just to just not have you really realize what it actually is. Period.
Right.
That's very weird.
And it says over here, the angry video game nerd installed how to say NES. I can't be reprogrammed on it. And Raph says, bro, I love the VCR look. Yeah, a lot of people do. It is iconic.
The release of the NES opens the road for Link and his entourage, and in 1987 they debut on the Nintendo Entertainment System in the form of The Legend of Zelda.
Because I had started working on the initial ideas for both Zelda and Super Mario Bros. Essentially at the same time, but we decided to quit working on Zelda for a while and complete Super Mario Bros. First. Then we actually decided later on to relook at our work on Zelda and complete that game. With Zelda, what I really tried to do was create a scenario where the player would get into a situation and they wouldn't know what they were supposed to do, and so they would have to use their brain rather than their body, and they would have to think their way through situations.
Use their brain rather than their body. Huh? How aggressive were you playing Zelda? That's what I
just body slamming the fucking thing. You piece of shit.
I think I understand what he was trying to say, where it's like you got to figure out the puzzle more than just smash your way through it. But that is a fun way to say it for sure.
Yeah. Translations can be weird.
Yeah.
I felt, relieved and almost rescued to a certain extent because Zelda in Japan was the very first game that was released for this Famicom disk system. And so if that game
Fucking. Frank. Why aren't you making out right now?
We're not.
Hey, how you doing, Frank? I hope you're having a good day, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
had failed, then the hardware itself probably would have failed as well. So when we released the game and people thought the game was very fun and it became such a success, I felt very relieved and very happy.
But what was really attractive in the first Zelda game was it had an organic overworld.
And what's the story behind this Link guy?
He's a character who starts off very young and gradually through his experiences he grows and he becomes stronger and he matures.
Yeah,
Very
I
valiant.
guess this is growing up.
Character, but with a big heart.
However, the hardware on the NES has its limitations.
The family computer, or the NES, had very limited capabilities for essentially drawing pictures for the graphics. So one of the biggest challenges with the game was trying to create many different types of enemies with these limited graphical capabilities. And actually, if you look at it, a lot of them, you could see kind of inverted images of other enemies in the game. And I actually did a lot of those drawings by hand myself.
There you go.
Really, I think looking back at Zelda and given the limitations of the hardware, I really do think that it was very well done for what was capable at that time. This is the type of game where we want the player to use their mind.
So I do find that weird that this game was like, I think he said it was released on the disc add-on for the Famicom in Japan. I didn't know that either.
The fact there was even a disc add-on, it's kind of wild to me.
Yeah.
Like how Ando's saying, use your brain to light a random bush, has no clues that you should light it. And that's actually one of the things that I was trying to get at earlier when I was like, yeah, there's some things about it that are just very obtuse. But I think it's the sort of thing that when you play as a child, it just kind of clicks and makes more sense. Because as a child, other than having more time on your hands, you tend to have more of a curious mentality where you just do things that as an adult wouldn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? And you're like, no, that doesn't. Like, you're looking for things and patterns that are more concrete and make more sense or more logical. And then it's like, oh, you just got to light this random bush or something. It's just like, really? What the fuck? But as a kid, it just kind of makes you feel like, oh, I found it.
Well, how the hell are you supposed to even really know that? You know, it's like, unless you're like super autistic for back in the day and you're just like checking out everything, like, well, what can I do here? What can I do there? It's like, look,
and it's kind of what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and I always say this to people. It's like, look, I don't need my hand held, but a gentle push in the right direction from time to time will help. It's like even with Simon's Quest, where it's like, well, you need to kneel down in this area at this time, and a fucking tornado will take you to fight Dracula. Like, how the fuck were you supposed to know any of that unless you bought the strategy guide? And that's really what it was.
Yeah, have fun with FromSoft.
Yeah. Like that's just what it is. It's like, look, I get it. Like, it obviously was made this way to help probably buy strategy guides or call into Nintendo Power hotline back in the day or something like that. That's just my theory behind it, because there's no way that like a real sane dev was like, yeah, they'll be able to figure this fucking shit out.
Well, because part of it too is that and I'm trying to like mentally put myself back in the day in a time that I wasn't even alive yet.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like if you think about how now there are some games that some people will come back home to play and they just kind of immerse themselves in and get completely lost in. Like someone that just plays like Skyrim over and over again, they finish it and they play with another build and they just keep exploring things. So like back in the day, it's like with the limitations of the hardware, like, and I'm talking about like how much the cassette can hold or a disc in this case.
Yeah.
It's like they made a game where it's meant to like have you come back to this game and just be like get lost and play it over the course of days, weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Chances are there's a lot of people who like had a game like this that like they weren't buying a new game or 2 to 3 games each week and just playing through them in like a couple of days and then moving on to the next one. This is probably just a type of game where some people just gotta sit down and just like stick to for weeks and weeks. They're just like immersing themselves, exploring everything, trying to find all the exploits, trying to find all the items and everything.
Well,
so they tend to be a lot more obtuse for that reason. Like playing Metroid, like the OG Metroid without the freaking mini map and shit like that.
Well, to be fair, this was back in the day when these games were literally like 4 to 6 hours long sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think a lot of people forget just how short some older games are because they want you to replay them multiple times and do all that stuff, you know?
Right, exactly. That's part of it too, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been replaying a lot of older games more recently, and I'm just like, wow, this game was a lot shorter than I remember. And then I go like, oh, as a kid, you know, this is all I had time for and stuff like that. It was just to replay this one game over and over again to kind of learn all the combos and stuff. And Capcom in particular, they were notorious for doing that with games like Resident Evil, Only Musha, and so on and so forth. Like these games, you could beat in like an hour and a half if you really tried, and then you'd go back and you'd try to speed run again, higher difficulty and stuff like that. So I understand that point that you're trying to make, but still, it's like, how the fuck would I even still know how to kneel down and pray to the right God and a tornado will whisk me off to the next level, you know?
Right.
It's like, you know, you could probably put like the best genius out there and they would have no clue what the fuck to do with that shit unless they had prior knowledge.
Yeah, it's like the person that figured it out was just doing shit. Like, just like, oh, what happens if I push this button? What happens if I try to hit this wall? Oh, it's a breakable wall. You know?
Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
And you start off in an area and you can walk in any direction and you don't really know what it is you're supposed to be doing or what it is you can do.
You could walk around and there's a dungeon entrance. You could go in and fight monsters. Or you could decide to not go in and go somewhere else first. The game was so non-linear that you could get yourself into a lot of trouble too.
Obviously, you know, we can't just leave the player there not knowing what to do, because if they don't know what to do, then they're not going to play. So trying to find the balance of kind of leading the player into what they need to do and forcing them to think about how they need to solve the problems was very difficult. We spent a lot of time on that.
Composer Koji Kondo uses the simple tools available on the NES to create several background tracks, including the now famous Zelda theme.
Kind of assuming now.
So that was a big step in video gaming. You could really appreciate the melody because it was so catchy.
Not just the Zelda song. But
oh my god, it's Cliff Brzezinski! Oh my god! What? This guy's actually a legend in gaming! Oh my god, look at him! Dude, he looks like fucking Slim Shady over here! Bro, looks like Fred Durst! Stunt double!
Oh man.
Do you know, alright, so do you know who Cliff Brzezinski is?
No.
This is the guy who made the Gears of War series.
Oh.
Oh my god, I did not expect to fucking see. Look at how young he is, and very early 2000s. Like, I'm fucking gonna listen to some fucking Fred Durst. Like, I bet you after this, he fucking went into his car and put in his fucking cassette tape because he didn't have a CD player, but he had a cassette tape, and he fucking was just like
looks
playing
like
break stuff. That's what it looks
He straight up looks like the Kyle meme of like drinking White Monster and punching holes in drywall.
Yeah, exactly. He drank Monster before it was cool. No, Neo, I did not realize that was Cliffy B. I just kind of got a quick glimpse of him. I know what he looks like, but I didn't recognize him. So congrats for you for noticing that, because I did not. That's fucking hilarious. I can't get
Neo's
over
a noticer.
Yeah, he's a noticer of a different kind. Bro, like this is like pure. Oh my god. I want a picture of this. I want a picture of it. I want to do what they were doing, like the Zoomers do to that. I want a picture of this and have Cliffy B sign this for me. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Played, you know, when you'd find a secret, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Everybody knows that.
The Legend of Zelda is also one of the first games to allow users to save their adventure.
So you could save your game to cartridge. So for the first
really? I
time,
didn't know
you
that.
could track the data of your game,
That's one of the first.
the progress.
Yeah.
The Legend of Zelda sells 1 million copies in the US and launches
had
Zelda
codes
and
before,
Link into
right?
video game stardom.
In Japan, a lot of people bought these stationery based on the Zelda franchise, backpacks, t-shirts.
While The Legend of Zelda is still amazing American audiences, Nintendo prepares for their trip back to Hyrule. but some fans aren't too happy with the outcome.
Oh yeah, this is notoriously one of the sequels that a lot of people hated.
Huh.
Hey Neo, if you can, could you go back to that picture of Cliffy B and screenshot that and send that to me, so I can harass him on Twitter? That'd be great. Because I'll do it.
By
You harass
1989,
people on Twitter?
Saving a
No
Princess
fucking
has
way.
become a national.
Now I want to harass Cliffy B on Twitter with that very photo and be like, "Can you sign this for me?"
Is
So
it
I
going to
can
be
frame it.
personal attacks and harassment?
No, I just want to be like, can I get an autograph of this picture? Just specifically this picture of you.
Just this one.
Yeah, just
That's all
this
I
one.
need.
Phenomenon. Mr. Miyamoto's position is firmly cemented as the creative force behind Zelda and Nintendo. And while American audiences are still embracing The Legend of Zelda, the curtain rises for the sequel.
Thank you,
Gamers
Neo.
are very particular with their franchises, and if you mess with the franchise too much and evolve it too much, people are upset.
Per
And the same thing
Schneider. Oh my goodness, look how young Per Schneider is.
He looks familiar.
He is. He was he was like the editor in chief, or like something like really high up at IGN. I think he just recently retired, but he was also part of their Nintendo podcast. Like he's like a big Nintendo guy. So wow, that's I didn't expect to see
Looks
Per
way too
Schneider.
much like DSP.
A little bit, except he has more respect for himself.
Fair.
Yeah, but no, yeah,
Very low bar, to be fair. But
yeah, that's true. But still, like this, I like this guy. He has like really good gaming takes. Like this guy actually knows his shit. Like I said, I don't know if he's still at IGN, but like I said, he used to do the Nintendo show and or Game Scoop, one of the two. But like, yeah, he knows his stuff. This guy actually is was like one of the last like real games journalists out there.
Happened with Zelda 2. When that came out, everybody was expecting a more beautiful or a more advanced version of the first game with more dungeons, more monsters to fight. What they got was a completely different game.
And so really what we tried to do with Zelda 2, while it was definitely a continuation of the story, we tried to make it into a very different game. If you look at Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, that's really more of kind of an action.
This literally looks like what would be like a Chinese ripoff of like this Zelda game now. Like, what is this game that I'm looking at here?
This
Did
looks
you ever
so fucking generic.
Did you ever play Zelda 2?
Choo-choo section. Zelda, no. I did not.
I actually
These
think
are like they're straight up like the freaking choo-choos or whatever they're called, the little goop monsters. They actually made them in the 3D games too.
I don't know what they look like candy, like those dots.
Yeah, that's what those are. Like they're goop.
Yeah. Or remember that like really shitty candy growing up that was just like artificial dye sugar on like a fucking strip of like paper? Do you remember those?
Oh, it's just for some reason. No, I don't. Oh, they're just like drops. There's like a strip of like plastic, and they just have like these little like droplets just all across them in a line.
Yeah, it was like
talking
something
about-
like that. Yeah. And
I was thinking the freaking candy corn that tastes like candy.
no, I'm thinking about something else. I'm going to make this into a thumbnail when we talk about Gears of War. Thank you, Neo. But I'm gonna harass him later. But yeah, no, it was like it was like that really shitty strip of candy, and it was like yellow, red, blue. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna see if I can find this real quick. But that's what it kind of reminds me of. Shit, I'm gonna type shitty sheet candy. Let's see if something pops up there. No, it's not gonna do it. It's not worth it. All right, I'm gonna go right back to it.
All right, worth the time there.
No, it's not worth my time. But if anyone knows what I'm talking about, because it was like the shittiest candy. It was like on a thing of like wax paper, and it would like fuse on so tight that if you ripped one off, you would just eat nothing but the wax paper more than the sugar.
Yeah,
it was fruit by the foot. No, it's not fruit by the foot, Like it was like hard candy. It was like not gummy candy. It was like actual hard candy more than that. But that's what this reminds me of. They look like that.
And a more physically oriented game than the original Legend of Zelda was, which was definitely more mental and more problem solving. In that sense, it's definitely a very different game.
Oh yeah,
The
it's
second
definitely a
Zelda, I
different game.
waited with bated breath. It was a very good game, very solid. You know, it was almost kind of closer to a Dragon Warrior
Yeah, I
meets
wasn't Smarties.
Mario kind of game. It was very strange in a different direction, but I still played it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Despite the changes, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, sells over 5 million copies.
Get the fuck out of here! It sold 5 million copies. I thought this game didn't sell that well. Once again, the people that know say they know gaming fucking don't know shit about what they're talking about. That's what I'm learning.
But it won't stop them from making the assertion.
Exactly. You know what I think is funny though? I think I just recently bought this for our buddy AC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were there when we went up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had this, I think, for the Game Boy Advance. So
Okay.
I wonder how
I
that.
think because I think from that list, I think we found just that and the Oracle of Seasons and whatever the other one was.
Yeah, a bunch of his like nerd shit.
Yeah.
Copies worldwide.
Pretty much.
Miyamoto and his team immediately began work on a new installment that will take years to finish.
I think a lot of people were starting to forget about the Zelda franchise. It took a long time from Zelda 2 to Zelda 3. In 1991, boom, there was this new game, and it was spectacular. I mean, it really turned heads, and it sold really well.
Oh wow. What is this?
The third installment, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past,
Really?
goes back to its birthplace and makes its appearance on the newest Nintendo system, the Super Nintendo, also known as the SNES.
With the third game, they went back to Zelda 1. After some people complained about Zelda 2 and said, oh yeah, this is cool, but it's so much of a departure from Zelda that it's not really like the first game anymore.
It looked like
Nintendo
shit.
said, yeah, we had it right with the first one. Let's just give it better graphics, expand the item system, make it bigger, make it cooler looking, and create something that's like the first game, but much more expansive.
I will say this does look a lot nicer. Did you play this one?
What that one? I played that one.
Did you? What was your thoughts about it? Because I haven't played a lot of these games, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
So the thing about the 2D Zeldas, the ones that are like this, they're probably some of my favorites. Even though I kind of have like honestly, like the Ocarina of Time for me, it's more of like it was the first one that I played and what kind of got me into it. But I like a lot of the 2D ones a lot better because I feel like they get much more for some reason there seems to be like they can really double down on like what mechanics they're really trying to get you to learn.
Yeah.
A lot of the, I don't want to say gimmicks, but I guess mechanics was the word. Where it's like all the exploration stuff like that, like they seem to like really have it locked down, whereas like the 3D ones seem to me like they're more like just kind of trying shit out. It always kind of gave me that vibe. So like these, like to me, they have like a much more like how do I say? Like they leave a much more lasting impact when you play through them because like I said at the start of the show, it's like they really kind of set the standard for like what I'm looking for when I want to like explore this type of game. Like the way that the enemies are, like the formula of like the way that the enemies come at you, then you find all the key items and all that stuff. Because every now and then it does kind of surprise you when you get to the puzzles, and that's where I think they really knew how to make the puzzles feel like puzzles.
Yeah.
As opposed to kind of where like as opposed to like the 3D ones that felt more obtuse to me. Because sometimes if you're just not facing the camera in the right direction, you just don't find what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Whereas like these 2D ones just feel so much more natural.
Yeah. Also, we have asked for the autograph.
All right. Did everybody, if you're on X, go to that right now. Like it, share it.
Yes.
Give this thing some fucking traction.
Keep tagging him. We must get this autograph from Cliffy B. Sorry, I'm derailing a little bit.
I'm sure right now.
But yes, Neo says here, Link to the Past is a lot of people's favorite Zelda game. It's good, but I think it's overrated. OOT is far superior in my opinion. Ocarina of Time, that's what it stands for people who didn't know.
No, Ocarina of Time is great. It's just like going after having played more Zelda games, including like things like the Minish Cap and like a bunch of like the other ones like that. It's like I lean more towards like the 2D, but Ocarina of Time is definitely one that like that was like the hook, because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have played the other ones. That's the thing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say though? For me in particular, I never played these games, so I don't know about it. But didn't they also? But when you said Minish Cap, last night we found out that the guy who made Mega Man, I think, was the executive producer of that game too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
It's really nice seeing some of the, I guess you could call them like crossovers of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's always really interesting to find out. Like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
Then if you go back and start playing that game, you're gonna start looking for where the influence might have kind of crept in there, you know?
Yeah. It's like we need that picture of Shigeru Miyamoto playing the banjo. We need that as a meme. And
100%.
We definitely need Cliff Brzezinski to sign that photo of him and give me an autograph. There you go. Let's continue.
But what it did have was this beautiful art style. You know, it looked like a picture book almost. You had to think three-dimensionally. For example, if you were on the second floor of a certain dungeon, you had to actually push a block into a hole to make it drop down to the first floor. Or, you know, in another dungeon, you had to blow up the ceiling of a room so light could pour into the basement, and something would happen. That was cool. You didn't really have that before.
A Link to the Past flies off the shelves. The popularity of the Zelda series is proven once again. With an historical franchise underway, Nintendo jumps on the technology bandwagon and takes Link along for the ride.
In the early 1990s, or maybe the late 80s, the whole CD format became more and more popular. So of course the gaming industry looked at the CD and thought, you know, can we use this? It's, you know, cheap to manufacture these guys compared with carts, which have, you know, complicated innards, and they hold a lot of data. So maybe this is good for video games.
Nintendo asks Philips to build a CD drive that attaches to the Super Nintendo.
But as the months went by, they realized that maybe this CD system, it's a little bit early for it. It doesn't seem to really add anything. So Nintendo tried to wriggle out of that contract as well. So Philips was planning to release a standalone unit called the CDI that was an interactive CD player.
Have you ever seen a CDI in real life with your own eyes?
CDI?
That's what this was, the Philips CDI.
No, I have not.
I know, I think Jason, our friend Jason, he has one.
Man, what did he just like buy it just at a garage sale, or did he just want the relic? Or does he just like naturally have like his parents had one and they just like kept it in good condition?
Jason is kind of like our friend JM. But he's a little bit older than us, so he kind of has like always been like a gamer. So like he bought it, I think, when it was like $5, and now it's like worth a shit ton of money. He's only missing one of these. They made like 2 Zelda CDI games. I know that, but I think this is like the infamous, well, excuse me, princess, and stuff like that.
Good lord, man.
I could eat a Ronto or something like that. Like, that's what this is.
I remember watching
one of the deal points was
that be like, oh my god, no. Like can't like, and it was like one of those where I only watched because I couldn't look away from the train wreck.
Raph overseers. Adam, you're supposed to have every game ever made. Look.
Yeah.
The only way I could do that is if you guys like get me monetized and then, you know, get me out there. That's the only way I can do it. And then my SoundCloud rap. You guys support my SoundCloud career as well.
Yeah. We'll give you a little sneak peek at his next hit, Bitches and Hoes.
Hoes and bitches and hoes.
Money and drugs, money and drugs.
You're right. It was the cartoon rap. My mistake.
That certain Nintendo games would appear on the CDI.
Hey! Philips creates its own Zelda title.
Faces of Evil
is released in 1993.
Nintendo didn't want to make him, so Philips
contacted
the company themselves. Out came this abomination of a game, partly because the CDI simply wasn't set up to be a gaming system. It didn't have a proper controller or anything. It was pretty bad graphics-wise. but they made this game, and
Oh, God.
that was a stinker.
Cool, huh?
That was a bad game.
No.
So you get this really cheesy and dated cartoon stuff where Link talks to the prince and like, hey, you.
How about a kiss for luck?
You've got to be kidding.
When he's all suave and his hair is like this, and it just
You
looks.
know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you were doing this, but like in school when we had to do like those really bad typing assignments in like elementary school.
Huh.
Because we had to learn how to
Typing
type on
assignments.
computers. And like
Okay.
they would have like these fun little games. This reminds me of just like those old elementary school like typing exercises where you spell a
Oh,
word
okay, yeah.
and then like it'd be like, "Whoa, nice job! You did it." You
No,
spelled
the
cat."
typing game I played was in a really old computer we had, and that had Mario Teaches Typing. And when you actually like completed the level or whatever, you could print out a certificate on your printer, and it would be Mario's face on it, but it would be made with like characters like asterisks and slashes and stuff to make it look like Mario's face. It wouldn't just actually just print out the picture.
Yeah. That's funny. Ando says, I played a fan remaster of the CDI games, wasn't half bad with added hints of what to do and fixed controls. Well, yeah. If you make it a proper game, I bet you it's a lot better. You know? It's like when you have like a solid shit after diarrhea, it is a lot better. You're right, but it's still shit.
Really dumb. And the gameplay itself was terrible. It went back to the Zelda 2 style gameplay. Of course, Nintendo didn't really like that game, disavowed all knowledge of it, and doesn't really talk about it.
Help! I'm stuck!
Despite the poor reviews and lack of interest, Philips releases 2 more Zelda games, The Wand of Gamelon
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos!
and Zelda's Adventure.
Like John McCain right there.
What the fuck?
But then quickly disappears.
I did not know they did a live action Zelda game. That's weird.
No, that I don't think I've seen that at all.
That is so
What the hell?
weird. This one I know is super expensive.
And Zelda's Adventure.
Go now, Mike. Look at this is fucking weird, bro. That looks like Joan of Arc more than Zelda. What the hell is going on around here?
Dude, that looks like Hunter Schafer.
Oh God. The horrors.
Consistent rescue lane.
This looks like, those public access shows that like used to be on like PBS or something late at night. This looks like a sketch, out of fucking like Tim and Eric or something like I would see more than anything else.
Sit on you. This is what I do. I sit on you.
Sit on you, right on your lap.
But then quickly disappears. And in 1993, Nintendo designer Gunpei Yokoi introduces...
Rest in peace, Gunpei Yokoi. Rest in peace. We did a show about on him too. If you want to watch that one after this one, definitely recommend checking it out. Really good one.
The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening to the Game Boy. Followed up 5 years later with The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX.
So taking what people knew from the home consoles and put them on the portable was a match made in heaven.
I like it just for like a quick hit, then I'll put it back in my purse, and it's really good for my downtime.
Finally, you had Zelda on the go, you could play it wherever you went.
2 more original Zelda games eventually appear on the Game Boy. Portable gamers are in Zelda heaven.
It's really tough and time-consuming to create a Zelda game, so Nintendo partnered with Capcom and said, how about you make the next Zelda games for us? And they were probably like, woohoo, you don't get the chance to work on a big franchise like that every day. So they created Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Originally, there were supposed to be 3 games, actually, that were interlinking with passwords, but...
No pun intended right there. Interlinking.
Right.
I'll be here all week, don't worry.
They had to scale back and they only released 2 games.
Nintendo announces the release of their next system, the Nintendo 64. But will Zelda make the jump?
How do you do an adventure game in 3D? Nintendo couldn't simply go to a store, buy another game and said, oh, they did it right, because nobody did it right.
And there's a surprising twist that will leave fans stunned.
I have no idea what's about to happen here.
I just like how they throw like Wind Waker Link in there. It's like, there's a surprising twist. It's like, hi. Let's do that again. That's like a masterpiece of editing right there.
That's gonna be
Stunned.
You're gonna have to add that as like one of your transitions for your show now.
Oh my
god.
I need
By
to
1990,
like I really need to sit down with somebody and just get all these like stingers one day that I want done. 'Cause I really can't figure out how to do it on my own. And Sandra's been struggling. She can't get sound. That's like the
That's
hard
rough.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyone want to help me one day? Let me know. I'll pay you.
the Zelda franchise has conquered all the Nintendo systems, and Miyamoto and his team of developers are working feverishly on finishing the epic Zelda 64. Eiji Aonuma, a future director of Zelda projects, joins Miyamoto's team.
Our original thought was to take essentially the Super NES game, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and turn that into a 3D game on the N64, and that was our original idea for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So we took one of the items from A Link to the Past, which was an ocarina, and it wasn't featured very much, but we decided to essentially take that and make that kind of the main item in Ocarina of Time, and use it as kind of this musical instrument that plays an important role in the game.
It's like for like not really video game related, more like card game related, where it's like, oh, you know, like this random obscure card that was in this thing. We're just gonna make a whole freaking like a whole new starter deck that revolves around this one thing.
Yeah.
Just to try to like bring it back for like the freaking meme, and then this one just ended up blowing up.
Okay, interesting. I didn't think about that. It's interesting.
But the production lags.
The earliest showings of Zelda in '95, where you saw this demo of a very short and young-looking Link fighting a knight. There were demos in '96, and they said, yep, it's coming out soon. There were demos in '97, they said, yep, it's coming out soon.
The original Nintendo 64 Zelda was delayed because it was just such an epic, humongous game. And, you know, these take time.
There is so much anticipation for the new game that the Guinness Book of World Records officially recognizes the Ocarina of Time as having more pre-orders than any other game in history.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, 350.
Up to that point,
yeah.
I would assume, yeah.
I'll have to look into that after this.
Yeah, well, what is that relative to what you would expect now?
That's a good question. I want to make a note of that. Oh, let me put this on my phone here.
$350,000.
Look nice. Like, hey,
when you're actually developing a game, it's really hard to see how it's going to turn out and whether or not it will be successful. But with Ocarina of Time, when we actually finished working on the game and saw what we had created, we were really surprised, and we said, wow, we really may have done something great here. I think at that point, Mr. Miyamoto really thought that we may have had a big hit on our hands.
The game is finally released in both Japan and the US, and immediately sweeps both countries. The scope and depth leave gamers in shock. Miyamoto and his team succeeded in bringing all the elements of the original Zelda into the 3D world.
Apart from being the type of game that forces players to think their way through problems, I think probably the next most important part of the Zelda experience is providing players an opportunity to feel like they are a part of the Zelda world. And I really think that with the 3D environments of the Ocarina of Time, it was really able to create the type of scenario.
Are you hearing an audio issue?
No, it didn't sound like an audio. I think that's just how shitty the freaking sound was in that game. The lightning that freaking Ganondorf. If that's what you're referring to.
It sounded like I was hearing like a crack in the audio. I didn't know if it was you or it was me or.
Oh no, I think that's just straight up what the freaking lightning bolt sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounded like weird. I was like, "Was my audio fucking up?" I got like we could search.
You get paranoid.
Yeah, I know.
Like I paid good money for this mic.
Oh, I did. I bought it on sale too. So that's.
Yeah.
Well, remember the fucking Yeti mic and how much of a struggle that was?
Sorry, because I got a Yeti right now that I bought for like $12 on Goodwill.
You know what the problem is? Like, for some reason, the Yeti mic was just not working with my PC.
I think part of it might have been too, like whatever software that the Yeti software that it came with that it was trying to go through. I think something was just kind of fucking botched there.
I mean, maybe, but why isn't it working like this way for, this mic now,
Are you using the same software?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that might have just been a defective mic then.
But twice, it was only with Yeti mics. I had 2 Yeti mics and they both had the same issue.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your computer just didn't like it.
I guess so.
I got a Yeti right now and it seems to be fine.
Yeah, because I got this new mic, obviously, and it's been so much better. Let me tell you, I've enjoyed that a lot. But
Yeti, it sounds a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, but the Yeti mics, they were just like, no. I was basically throating that fucking Yeti mic, and I still was sounding like a mouse. That's how fucking terrible that was. But yeah, we're talking about this. You liked Ocarina of Time, right?
Oh yeah, this it was like the first Zelda game that I played that ended up really getting me into the series. And this one in particular just had a way of like really basically what he was talking about, where like you kind of really got immersed into it, like when you're exploring like all the freaking caves, or where you're just like the wide open field trying to find where to go next and stuff like that. Like it wasn't like open world, but it really kind of gave you that feeling of like you get to explore quite a bit, especially after you get to the part where like you're freaking time traveling. It did a really good job at setting up the formula of like what to expect when you do the original dungeons, and then you skip over to like when you're adult Link. And then there's a bunch more dungeons you got to do, and you're just like, oh shit! Like I thought I was about to be done with this, and then suddenly shit hits the fan. And this game also did a really good job at giving you that feeling of absolute dread when you get to play as future Link, because you see like the town that you kept coming back to over and over again throughout the game. Suddenly it's like everything's in shambles, and there's like a bunch of zombies everywhere, and like just. It's kind of a wild experience. Just when it's one of the first times that you're watching something like that or playing through it, where you're coming back to a place that you've been coming back to the entire time, and like everything's just in fucking ruins, and just like basically it feels like evil's like winning right now. And obviously like that's something that you see a lot, after you've played a bunch of games and nowadays. But when you're experiencing it, like for the first time as a kid, you're like, okay, this is fucking wild. Especially a game as big as that one too. When like I'm curious to see how quickly I could really fly through this game as an adult.
Yeah.
I maybe played, I think the last time I played it must have been, I was probably like early 20s. So it's definitely been about 10 years.
Yeah, I never played it. I know I had a friend when I was a kid who was obsessed with this game, and I always thought it was fun, but I never played it because we never owned it, and I never borrowed it from him. I do know that it's on Nintendo Switch Online, so I have been tempted a few times to go back and try to play this game, but I don't know. We'll see. And we got Mr. Pop Culture Mechanic saying Guten Tag to me and you.
Yo.
Good to see you, Pop Culture. How you doing, buddy?
In the type of world where players felt just completely immersed in the surroundings within the game.
Mr. Miyamoto isn't one for wasting time.
Well, actually, right after we had completed The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and things had started to just slow down for us, Mr. Miyamoto came to me and he said, I want you to come up with a Zelda game that we can create within 1 year.
That's so perfect editing right there.
That idea that we came up with this concept of having a limited time frame that you replay over and over again, and that essentially became the focus of Majora's Mask.
In 2000, Majora's Mask is the second Zelda game released for the Nintendo 64.
With Ocarina of Time, the events in that game weren't really fixed to a specific time frame. But with Majora's Mask, we actually have this limited time frame that the player would play over and over again. And so the player would essentially have to decide which of the multiple events that were occurring they wanted to essentially become a part of.
I think it's a YouTube
depending
video.
on how they interacted with them, then the events would change.
Yeah, I hear the...
And so really this became an important part of the gameplay.
Majora's Mask follows Link's fight to save a world from the impending crash of a moon. The story and gameplay are embraced by fans worldwide. Majora's Mask quickly becomes a bestseller.
Once we released Majora's Mask, I wanted to see how dedicated they were going to be and just how much of all the events that were occurring in the game they wanted to play through and experience. We received a lot of commendations for having created this game system that was unique and new, and that made us really happy.
Knowing that the lifespan of the Nintendo 64 is coming to an end, Miyamoto begins work on a Zelda title that will eventually arrive on Nintendo's next generation console.
When Nintendo announced GameCube at Space World in Japan, they had this really cool footage of Link crossing swords with Ganondorf, and it looked really cool. So of course everybody's like, wow. Fast forward to the next Nintendo event, where Nintendo for the very first time was going to show actual gameplay footage. Expectations were high. Suddenly this really odd-looking Link comes up, and everybody's like, what the heck is that?
It was the equivalent of seeing Diablo Immortal back in the day. But little did they know, they just saw peak Zelda.
We tried to find the mode of expression that is best suited to a 3D Zelda. And this time we really thought that how we portray the character's movements, proportions would become very important to the player naturally feeling like they are a part of the world.
They were taking the Zelda series and giving it a cartoon look. But once you play it and you realize that it's the same old Zelda, you'll be hooked, I guarantee you.
With new world record pre-orders of 500,000, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker is released in spring 2003.
After all these years of working on Zelda, I've been able to fully implement all the ideas that I've been wanting to get into a Zelda game into The Wind Waker. And I'm really happy by that, and I hope that people will really take the chance to look at it and enjoy it and experience it for what it is.
I don't think they're going to even come to Twilight Princess.
Zelda seized and
No, they're not.
conquered the video game industry. And all the fans have to do now is sit and wait for the next one.
Well, I think, yeah, Miyamoto has a certain style. I think he understands what makes a game fun.
I don't really think of Zelda as being a game, but really as being kind of a separate world where players are able to go on this adventure. I really kind of think of the games that I create as being a box. And in a very compact area, I try to provide players with as many tools as they need to entertain themselves. And with this adventure story and the player kind of exploring it on their own, that they will find so much to do to entertain themselves.
Yeah, this video did not render well for this one, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that show was just freaking blasting towards the end there with the clipping.
Yeah. That was The Legend of Zelda there. I'm kind of shocked that this one kind of fell short of Twilight Princess, but yeah, I forgot that Wind Waker actually came out first. I thought it was reversed.
Yeah. No, that was one that was actually, when, like I said, I didn't get to play that game that much, but I did play I think it was the demo that came in a disc that also had Majora's Mask, I think. Trying to remember what the hell that thing was freaking called, but it was like 3 games in one or something like that.
Yeah. I actually have that one. I think it was 2. It gave you Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time for the GameCube. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, so it must have had another one where it had like the demo for Wind Waker, but it didn't go very far. It's sort of because Wind Waker, most of the gameplay that I ever like, if I'm like going through Twitch and someone's playing Wind Waker, you click into it and it's just them on the boat and it's just water everywhere, and it's like, is there anything you do in this game besides sail?
Yeah, it's called Have Fun and Enjoy Peak. But Raph, my favorite Zelda game is Wind Waker, because that's the only one I actually played a majority of. Never beat it, but I actually played a majority of it.
Yeah, he never beats it. He never goons.
No. Sorry, I had a text message from my wife. But yeah, that was the history of Legend of Zelda. Obviously, there's been so many more games that came out after these ones that you saw. Obviously, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, all the Wii games. Probably the best Zelda game of all time, which is Link's Bow Trainer. For everyone out there who's a big fan of the game for the
I am not worthy of playing that game, so I just haven't. Just not worthy. It's too good. I need to work my way up to that one.
Apparently, it's like
one that's actually surprisingly addicting. It's like, you know how they make the Heroes games, like Fire Emblem and Zelda and all the ones that are just like just button mashing and just fighting armies at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I played one of the Zelda ones that my sister had.
Hyrule Warriors.
That one is very addicting. Yeah, that one's
the
very
new
addicting.
one just came
it's not
out,
at all played like a Zelda game. It's like I actually don't even know what the like how the canon or whatever the fuck you would call it, how it works, or how the sequel would work, what the story is. I don't think it really matters. I think you just beat shit up.
Yeah, like this is one of those times where if AC was not on vacation, he'd be like telling us all the like lore and stuff. Because I think he has like 1,000 hours into that game between him and his wife. He said.
That's funny.
I'm not even joking. Like he has like an insanely absurd amount of autism put into that game. So I think that is the funniest thing in the world, if you ask me, because of all the games out there, I was never expecting him to go like, oh yeah, Hyrule Warriors is like one of my favorite Switch games of all time. I'm like, really? Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah. I really thought that was just kind of like a game, like I guess I didn't play it a ton, but when I did play it, it's just really addicting. Like I thought like, okay, this formula is it just to like get normies hooked with using just the Zelda skin on the game or what?
Yeah.
They also have like the Fire Emblem one that plays very similarly. So
they got the Fire Emblem one.
I was just very confused.
They got a Dragon Quest one, a One Piece one. Like there's a lot of like Muso. I think that's what they call those game types off the top of my head. Like there's a lot of Muso games that are like just cheap, easy to kind of get in there and get out there and kind of slap on, you know, a property to it. And Ref says the first one is non-canon. The ones related to Breath of the Wild are. That's what he's. So there you go.
Okay.
The next two.
Breath of the Wild is one that I put a lot of time in because I got really autistic about trying to find all the shrines and just 100%ing everything. So the only thing I didn't do, I think, was finding all the Korok seeds because that's an insane amount of things to find. That like without using a guide, it's like, yeah, there ain't no fucking way.
I know that I really did enjoy a little bit of the 60 FPS boost that I was playing. I did buy the patch and I'm playing it. Like those games are like I can't play them at like 30. They just don't feel good, you know.
That one it was fine for me because I'm used to playing Nintendo games and they look like shit. So like it's just normal to me. Like I didn't really mind it until, like I said, when you shoot a Lionel in the face with an explosive arrow and your Switch melts. Other than that,
I mean, like for me, it's just like it did feel weird on the Switch 1. Like it just felt slow and everything else like that. Now that I'm playing it on Switch 2 with the patches and that, I'm like, this feels like a proper game now. I can play games at 30 FPS. Like, don't get me wrong, but they have to be stable and smooth, you know?
Right.
So, like, on the original...
they start just tanking and... Yeah, and that's one of the main things, too, where it's like... Even on PC, like, sometimes there's some games where I'm like, okay, I don't really need massive performance for this kind of game. So I'm just gonna, like, lower it to... Because sometimes it'll, like, tank down to, like, under freaking 60.
Right.
So, like, you know what? I'm just gonna cap it at 30 so it stays consistent.
Right. No,
I would rather have it stay at a consistent 30 than have it go up to like 120 and then tank down to like 47 and then go back up to 70 and chill. Like I would rather just keep it at a consistent 30.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like an actual game where you need the performance, like you're playing a first-person shooter or something, and it's like, okay, it just kind of is what it is. Max out performance.
Yeah, like for like the Slay the Princess or something, it's like I don't need this game to run at like 120 FPS, guys. It's a little overkill if you ask me, but you know, just keep it at 60.
Princess was a fun one.
I like that game. The devs of that one also have another game out called Scarlet Hollow, and they've been like really hammering. Yeah, I'm thinking about streaming it next week. I'm on the fence. It all depends on how some things go, but I definitely kind of want to stream it. It's been like haunting me for like a while. I keep looking at it, like that Lois Griffin meme where she looks at the pills. That's like me every time I look at my computer. I see Scarlet Hollow, and I'm like, soon. that's just
real soon.
I don't know. It's just like I want to get into more of these like Zelda games now, like especially because they are on the Switch, and also because I got an analog pocket and that analog Nintendo 64 consoles now shipping out to people. So now I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I might want to start collecting Nintendo 64 games again and just like kind of playing them that way. Because, I don't have a problem with emulation per se, but I just need it to be more of an ease of convenience for me, because...
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I also do like having the physical tactile feeling of like just having like that cartridge, having that box, having that game. And like, there's other stuff out there like the Retro Tinks, which is like can upscale your games to 1080p and 4K and just use your natural hardware for that, and like they're just a plug-in. Like I've been wanting to buy one of those, but it's like $300 to $400 for one of those.
Oh yikes!
Yeah, I know. But like Metal Jesus, like he was doing reviews of them, and I'm like, damn, dude, I really want that. It's just like every time I'm like, but I need to have like $400 for that, and it's just like, am I gonna pay this price for this? Yes or no? And the answer is always no, because I'd rather go buy something else.
And it's like I have been very tempted, like every now and then, like especially when we go out to up north, like I'll see the stream decks and I'm just like, nah, I'll wait. Like and sometimes part of me is like me wanting to wait for a sale or just seeing if anything cooler comes out, because there's always got to be something cooler that comes out. But that's just one of, and right now, I mean, I have, and this is one of the main reasons that I don't drop the money on that kind of stuff, because I have the 3DS, the XL.
Yeah.
That I have it modded, so I have access to everything. And I have not touched it. Like I just haven't played anything on it. I just don't really have the time. Like the only time you really get to see me play, it's like you get to see me. Like I'm streaming it. If I'm not streaming, I'm probably not playing. So it's been kind of rough finding the time. So I'm just like, yeah, I can't really spend the money on the stream deck because I know I'm just not gonna use it.
No, I feel you. I try to make my time because my wife at least is not here most of the time now at night.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, it's kind of nice just to put your feet up and stuff. But another thing too is it's just like trying to like juggle a lot of these games too. That's like another thing, because it's just like, man, it's like I want to get into a game, but then it's just like I'm trying to figure out how to play that game and everything else like that. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll make some plans. So first I'll go play this game, then I'll go play that game right after that, and then a new game came out that I really want to play, or I got to take my mom to the hospital because she needs her treatment. So like while I'm down there, I'll bring a video game to play it, and then I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like, I don't like playing games in public. That's another problem of mine.
Oh,
it's not so much like I'm embarrassed per se of people seeing me play a game. Quite the opposite. I don't give a fuck about that. But for me, like when I play a video game, it's like an experience for me. Like I just get like locked in. Atreus is laying on me. He's sleeping on his little dog pose of laying on his back. Pumpkin, she's sleeping. No one's bothering me. And like I make it like my own like world. I don't like even playing video games.
That's like your. Like how you would say your me time,
yeah.
Or it's like this is my time for me to do my thing.
Yeah, I for me it's like I don't like watching movies and TV shows with other people. That's like another thing.
That's actually almost exclusively how I watch movies and TV shows, just with other people, because I don't watch them by myself. Like if I'm gonna watch a show or a movie, it's because someone's like really trying to get me to watch a certain thing that they want to show me.
See, I'm the opposite. It's like I want to be left alone. I guess it's because I guess it comes from my childhood, from always like kind of being left alone because my dad would be drunk and passed out at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, well, what am I
Oh,
gonna do for the rest of
I was
this
gonna say,
night?
at least he's out of the way early.
Yeah, you know. So it's like, what am I gonna do here? You know, it's like I got all this time, so it's like,
Just wake him up.
yeah,
Wake him up and get a free beer bottle.
I would just be kind of like there. So it's like I play my video games by myself, watch my movies, TV shows by myself. So became like the natural way to do it. You know, it's just like
Right.
I just want to be left alone, lost in my own world, doing my own, making my own reactions and stuff like that. I don't need you talking, asking me a question, woman. You know?
Like, can't you see I'm busy?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
It's not like sports, you know what I mean? Like when we watch like UFC together or something, like that's like my social act because we could just
That's like
talk
the
shit.
shared experience of like, oh, you see that shit?
Yeah, like that's like where you go, especially because I talk shit all the time. Like when we watch these things, so
Fuck Eddie.
That was great. It was great. I guess it was like the 9-year anniversary of Eddie Alvarez losing to Conor McGregor just recently. I saw on Twitter.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too, indeed. But yeah, also Mr. Pop Culture Mechanic says Analog is coming with a N64 console. Yeah, I did mention that as well, and it looks really good. I want to wait for more hands-on reviews of it though, because I'm curious.
Plays.
Yeah. Plus,
into my N64 controller repair gig. Or will it use the OG N64 things with the unreasonable shape?
I think they made a new one for you to use.
All reasonable shaped and stuff, or damn, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I think it looks more like a Switch Pro controller.
They got to make it so that you have to like hold it sideways to have it be like a whole different controller.
It's like how like the original Doom gun was held, like in the middle of the chest. It was just like, this is not how you hold a gun. This is But yeah, that was fun. Think it's a good way to kind of wrap this up here. So, Mr. Fernando,
winding down.
Thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Would you like to tell these lovely people where they can find you and if you have anything upcoming?
Oh, you guys can find me mainly on Twitch lately, on Twitch or Discord. I haven't streamed the last couple of weeks because I've just been pretty busy, but usually you'll find me streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, like around 7 Central. And I just kind of like, it's really more of a hangout. Like I don't really put on a show. I'm playing a game. You guys can come in and talk shit and see that I'm bad at video games or whatever. But that's most of it. But lately I've been trying to see if I can just kind of play when time allows. So I'm not really much on a schedule. If you guys want to, you guys can join the Discord so you can get the notifications when I go live. Like I'll go live on Twitch and as well as Odyssey. That's another platform that I can kind of trying to get people to go to because that one does not interrupt you with ads. I don't think the latency is that bad on there either.
No.
So like I think everything's pretty instantaneous. Whereas like on like Twitch is fun and everything, like all the emotes and the just the real-time interaction, all that. It's just that the ads can get really annoying, and I don't like paywalling stuff. Like people don't want to like pay for subs to avoid ads. Like just go to Odyssey and there's no ads there.
Yeah, I like Odyssey, but it didn't have a link on here, so that's why I moved over to Kick just to kind of have a third one. If I'm paying for 3, I might as well get the full value out. I'm trying to get it to work for Instagram, but it's not working for me on Instagram, so I need to sit down and figure that out.
Oh, Instagram's really weird. When I tried Instagram, it actually automatically cuts your stream off after an hour.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. And I just gave up on that. Instagram I pretty much only use for like when you have clips of the show, you just upload them there as reels. And those get some traction.
I like the racism on Instagram. It's actually pretty funny.
Oh, it's great, dude.
So much better than
I did not realize it had that kind of game.
I didn't either. I was like, I'm impressed here.
I'm surprised by how much, and like I don't even like follow him or anything, but for some reason it's all over my feed, just constantly getting pushed Nick Fuentes.
Really, that's funny.
Yeah, I just like that's fucking wild that this is on Instagram. That's funny.
Yeah, you can follow me on Kick there, Raph. I think this is. We'll give you my channel information. Let me see here. How do I do this here?
Oh, for the links.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here. I think there's a link tree in the at the bottom of this on my YouTube page. So if you want to click it there, Raph, you could go find it right on there.
Yeah, in the description of the video, I see it right. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. So if you want to follow me over there on Kick, support wherever you can. I appreciate you wherever you are. That's all that matters because you guys all make it. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, Fernando. Appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting, man.
And also one more time before we head out, if you can, remember, like this video. Small sacrifice to the algorithm gods. Help this channel grow. We gained some decent traction. A lot of people have been liking these videos I've been doing and stuff like that. But we're not really like hardcore growing because we don't really network. But every little like helps, and every little interaction is great. And I'm hoping that everyone learned a lot of cool stuff today because I didn't realize that they named it Zelda after F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife.
That was my takeaway. Where it's just like straight out like, "Yo, dog, love your wife. I'm gonna make a whole freaking legend after her."
Yeah, by Cooters. There you go.
Now, as the husband, I feel like that would be a very weird feeling. Where it's like, okay, dude, like that's weird.
Well, F. Scott Fitzgerald's been dead for a long time, so they didn't give a shit.
It's like I like my wife too.
As for me, I'd like to say one more time, we will be back tomorrow with another episode of our weekly update show. I will be joined by Mick Dizzle Gaming. He's going to be on, and we're going to be
fun.
Yeah, he's definitely been a lot of fun with some of these people that have really fallen.
I see it every now and then. I'll catch the tism on X. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I will say this. Tomorrow we got a few good stories to cover. Linked in the description. Go over some videos and stuff like that. If you guys want to stop by, add your comments to what we're collecting and all that stuff. 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. For the weekly update show. And that will be it for the week after that one. Nothing planned for Saturday. Next week is going to be a really big week, though, because I got a lot of streams planned. We got the Game Award categories being announced for Game of the Year and stuff like that.
Oh, girl.
So I plan to do a live stream for that one. If you want to join Fernando, you can for that one, to just talk shit about the categories and the games.
Yeah, when's that going to be?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, this Monday.
What time?
I said I could do it at 8, but if we want to go sooner, we can go sooner. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll keep in touch for that one.
All right.
If I can, because like I said, I've been very busy having to clean the house because freaking Kobe got fleas, and I have to take care of that. I have to take care of that whole fucking mess.
No, I feel you. And also next week is the 20th anniversary. I was gonna say 22nd for some reason, because it came out on the 22nd. November 22nd, 2005 was the original release date for the Xbox 360. And next Saturday, I'm going to have a giant stream with people from basically all over the world coming in, and we're watching the original Xbox 360 launch event. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. From G4. So you're going to remember what original games came out. You're going to see some X-Play reviews. You're going to see some people in the gaming industry where they first got their like big start there as well, popping up, talking. And I'm just going to have people on. They're going to come and go as they please. I'm just going to keep going as long as I can. And we're just going to talk about our memories of the Xbox 360, everything from the video games, the launch, all the fun times that we had with it. So that will be more of an open invite. I have currently 10 people I've reached out to possibly come on, and a few have responded saying they'll be on. But they're not going to probably be there all the time, so it'll be a rotating cast, and it's going to be a long episode. So we're going to celebrate that in style. That's for sure happening. But the rest of the week, I don't know what else is going to happen. So with that being said, everyone, have yourself a good weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow as well.